All right, guys, what's going on? Levi Trumbull reporting here, and we have a quick fact check and update to bring you guys as it relates to a story that we brought you last week about a guy who we had suspected was using a fake name. We did not know. There was a lot of question out there about whether this individual who was employed by the Washington County Public School System was utilizing a stage name or not, and what the background was as it relates to this individual. As you guys also probably know, there was an individual who went before the Washington County School Board and also the Washington County Board of Commissioners and made allegations that not only was this person who goes by the name of Steve Edwards, who works in the communications department for Washington County Public Schools, not only was he utilizing a disingenuous name, but he was also a registered offender in the state of Virginia. So let's unpack all of these things right now. So to start off with, I sent an email to Erin Anderson. She is she works in the communications department for the Washington County Public School District. I asked her the following question. I said, could I have the legal name of Steve Edwards in your public information/communications office as would appear on his birth certificate or a tax form? I also asked her for the job title of the same aforementioned individual. She got back to me saying that it might take a few days to get me that information. I thought it was very cut and dry information. So she responded, and what she said to me was, number one, here are the responses to your questions. Here they are as follows. She says, number one, Steve Edwards' legal name is, quote, Stephen Edward Cornwell. So, yes, it is in fact true that this individual, Steve Edwards, is utilizing, or is at least as it appears publicly to people, the email address, the name that he puts out there. On that front, he is utilizing a disingenuous name. He has listed, if you were to look him up on the Washington County Public Schools website, his name would be listed as Steve Edwards, Stephen Edwards. His name is Stephen Edward Cornwell. So, not Steve Edwards, Stephen Cornwell is this guy's name. That's number one. And number two, she confirmed that he is the deputy communications officer for Washington County Public Schools and makes a whopping $146,000 a year to do such a job. How interesting. Washington County taxpayers, I guess you're welcome. So another thing that I wanted to clarify, and I wanted to get clarification because at this point I had confirmed that yes, there was a little bit of what I felt was some disingenuous misinformation that was being put out there by the school district to have him listed as Steve Edwards when his name is Stephen Cornwell. I thought that was disingenuous. So I responded to that email to Erin Anderson, and I asked her the following. I have further questions. Number one, why does Washington County Public Schools allow for Stephen Edward Cornwell to use a name that is not his actual legal name? That was my first question. And then number two, I said also, recently a man floated the idea at a public forum that the individual may be an offender in the state of Virginia. I think this needs to be cleared up. Is this person a registered offender? Yes or no? And Erin Anderson got back to me subsequent to that, and she said, WCPS, this is her quote, requires employees to use their legal name on all legal documents. Employees may use a name that is not their legal name in their day-to-day professional interactions. So I think that's pretty ridiculous. She's saying that, yeah, while he's on the clock, he can tell people that he is a different person other than who he actually is. So I don't know what to say about that. I think that's pretty disingenuous, but that is what it is. She also writes to me that WCPS is required by state and federal law to perform a background check on all its employees, which include a search of the registered offenders database. And she says that a known offender cannot be employed by Washington County Public Schools, and she leaves it at that. So that's what it is, guys. We can confirm in summary that number one, Steve Edwards, or his real name is Steve Cornwell, while he might be using a disingenuous name in the public atmosphere, he is not a registered offender. I will notate for the record that there is a registered offender in the state of Virginia by the name of Stephen Cornwell, by the same name as the real name of this guy. However, these two people are different people. I will put that out there. So the Steve Cornwell, who works for WCPS, very different guy than the registered offender in the state of Virginia. So with that, guys, that is your fact check, Levi Trumbull reporting. So with that, guys, that is your fact check, Levi Trumbull reporting in Frederick County, Maryland, and we'll catch you guys soon.